You already seen what the title of this video, what we're really going down for wrestling fans out there. So I'm just gonna break it down. Say it in in short context. WWE has released several of their superstars, and when I saw this news pop on my phone, no notifications, because I follow Sports Kepta on Facebook because they follow all the WWE news. Um, you know, we got names like Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, uh, Ruby Riott, Lana, um, Scott Garrett, Buddy Murphy. Among them, they got they just been released from the company today. So when I saw this news about Braun Strowman, I was like, oh my god, did they just release one of their top superstars from the business? Oh. So now you're like, it's just a shame because this is basically real people losing their real jobs, and frankly, I could name like a few of them just to go by the list, because now, so because I know you remember, for those that have been following SmackDown, Aleister Black just came back, and well, you feel like you had plans for him because there was a fatal four-way like the week before last, where it was for the Intercontinental Championship, it came down to Kevin Owens, Biggie, Apollo Crews, and Sami Zayn. So in the end of that match, we saw the strolling return of Aleister Black. He came back rising from the ashes, and then he's also done one of his segments of storybook telling. That's what Aleister Black has done within the last few weeks. So okay, this is what's building to his return and whatnot. And yeah, we're excited to have him back. But now, because this is what been built up. Because the end of that match, Apollo Crews retains the Intercontinental title, and then because when he attacked Big E, when Aleister attacked Big E, it just became we thought this was building to some kind of intention, a beef that he was having with Big E of the New Day. And well, I thought the WWE would have plans for that. But then I noticed last Friday that they did both neither Big E or Aleister showed up on last Friday's show. So it just begs the question, okay, they're taking some time to progress in the storyline, because that's what I thought the other day. And then right out of nowhere, we see a few days later, they just dropped a hammer and said, WWE released Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Lana, among others, release. And with this just, it surprised me because aren't you going back? Aren't you going back to live touring, and they releasing more of these iconic, unique superstars, and y'all, I don't. And then you look at the women's tag team division. They not even doing much for it at this point, because on both sides you had you know between Raw and SmackDown, you had you know Ruby Riott of the Riott Squad on SmackDown. They I know they lost to Natty and Tamina on that a few days ago. And then you saw, I know Lana, her and Naomi were a part of a tag team, and then you know they were trying to punch their ticket to take on the woman tag team champions of Natty and Tamina, to see who would be eligible to take on, because it ended up being Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. But then now they lost the match. But now it's like you're starting to get like less of them now, because at this point it's just Natty, Tamina, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke. They're the like one of the only tag champions um, that are still available. Honestly, I mean, I would say Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler because they've held on to those titles for a while before Natty and Tamina. But then they lost them on uh, they lost them on SmackDown before Backlash. That was last month in May. So you know there was a lot of tensions between that tag team. Uh, Shayna Baszler was enraged because of Reginald, because Reginald's been hanging with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and he's been bringing a lot of distractions on ringside. So that's where you're like, oh, Shayna wants to beat Reggie up or costing them the match because they had a rematch on Monday Night Raw. But let's be honest, Monday Night Raw has not been. It feels like it's been the same material every week. But then now we get to the more depressing part, Braun Strowman. Now, I'm a huge Braun Strowman fan. I grew up watching. I see. I've been keeping up with his work for the last few years. He's been a part of the Bride family. What they had like Eric Rogan. Um, they also had John Harper, who was called Brody Lee, but that was another man. That was guys that used to be in the WWE. And then, you have Bray Wyatt. He was pretty much, the stable of that faction. He's still in the. I'm pretty sure he's still in the company, but he's taking some time away because he has mental health issues. Because his still pitting the loss of Brody Lee, who used to be Harper in the WWE. But he passes past him. But that's another discussion. But Braun Strowman, he didn't deserve, man. His last match that he had, I'm pretty sure he had broken ribs when it was a triple threat match for the WWE title. It was Braun versus Drew, and then next thing you know, I saw him hyping. I think it was like last week's Monday Night Raw, not this one, but the last one where he was hyping up the that live touring is about to return in July. But that was pretty much the last time we saw him, making that backstage promo about it. And then here we are 1 week later, and he got released. Uh, well, I mean, I don't know what's there to be said. I thought he was just gonna recover, just to take some time off from the title picture. But honestly, man, I'm just gone. I'm just moving to a point where I'm saying Vince McMahon gotta go. Really, he's kind of like, he's been in that company since the WWF days, and I mean, he's done. I mean, he's had a terrific legacy as far as revamping wrestling on TV. But now it seems to be kind of dried out because at the end of the day, you got a show like Monday Night Raw that just has lazy booking, terrible writing to the walls, and I mean, I still like the only good thing I could say is just I mean, I'm still entertained with AJ Styles and Almost because they're like the current tag team champions, but at the end of the day, there ain't not much of them that can be able to lift the show because they don't really use too much of their other superstars at times. Yet they attempt to, but honestly, these guys just don't seem to have much good booking lately as far as their matches because they don't have no good competition. But then you have I know another good thing is Humberto Carrillo. Now he's been a jobber lately along with Ricochet, but now they're stepping up to the United States champion Sheamus. And it's a good thing you're getting opportunity because they don't get that much TV time. But other than that, man, you know, they just haven't been doing anything impressive with all the other stuff that they've been doing. Like the WWE Championship, it's still gonna be Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. It's gonna be a Hell in a Cell apparently. You know, it's just the same stuff every. It's been the same stuff every week, and yeah, wish Drew best of luck for that, I guess. But then at the end of the day, the women's division just needs some fixing. The only person that can save it is, Becky Lynch. But it's gonna take some time for her to come back. Um, you know, Rhea Ripley is okay, but um, as a champion, but she hasn't been very much sold. So she has a hair with Charlotte Flair. But yeah, man, the WWE released more superstars than ever. I thought it was enough when they released Samoa Joe and the Iconics. But that's just more you need of the sweep because the company has budget issues when they were doing lately they've been doing the Thunderdome stuff with the virtual crowd and whatnot. But they'll be coming back. So I just want to leave it there. Let me know what you guys. I'll leave it in the description. And yeah, um, WWE. Vince McMahon gotta go. Let Triple H take over the company because at least he'll know how to run a wrestling show. So yeah, see you guys later.